When the necessary longing come within yourself, first thing that you realize is that everything that you have been doing so far till now and how you were doing it, how you were approaching it is utter nonsense. And at the same time, you feel that you are very stupid that you have been doing all these things. But when you see the entire world, on the other hand, you see a fantastic creation, a creation beyond imagination, a creation beyond perfection. All your life you have been following something, you have been going after something, you have been pursuing something, to know something, to do something, to get something, to achieve something, but the foundation, the fundamental fact of who you are is still not clear to you. Still you are not sure what is it. So this is the amazing confusion that you have, that you get or that you go into, but at the same time you are so blissful within yourself just because of the fact that everything right now which you think was important to you is not attacking you anymore, because you see it as nonsense. Except certain things that needed to be cared, except certain things that needed to be done, beyond that whatever you have done, whatever you were doing, you see that as nonsense, and that thing is not binding you anymore. So it's a kind of a freedom that you feel within yourself, that irrespective of you see yourself as a stupid person, irrespective of you see yourself as a nonsense, irrespective of you see yourself as an ignorant, despite of that you do not feel any bondage with anything. At the same time you feel a kind of a slight liberation from all this nonsense that were binding you from so long, and because of that freedom you experience certain bliss within yourself. So you are in an utter confusion, but a blissful confusion. It's a point in which you get stuck, and if that point comes in your life, then you start looking for some solution to it, and that is the moment in which some guru happened to you. Now when this guru thing happened to you, something interesting happened. So I want you to pay a little bit more attention to it from here onwards, is that because a lot of people go into something that from which they again entangle themselves in the same creation, because the creation is made in such a way that if you are experiencing something, then it is just going to be for a certain period of time. You might get to this point, you might feel everything is nonsense, but in the next moment something in this creation which will again come back to you and again bind you, and you will not feel for so many days that you are an ignorant. You will feel again, I'm the same smart person. So the moment you reach to this point, some guru happens to you, or some kind of an answer happens to you, because you are longing for something, and since you are longing, you go for looking for some guru, you go for looking some read textbook or audio or video or something. So when you do that, the first thing happens to you is you start learning some words, some jargons around spirituality that is not yet in your experience. And when you listen to such kind of a thing and do some certain practices, someday you will feel like, oh, I know about it. So you start knowing more and more and more words about it, you start knowing more theories about it, but all these theories just will capture your mind and you become preoccupied of these things. So something that exists in the world doesn't happen to you, experientially it doesn't happen to you. All what start happening to you is that in intellectual level, in memory level, in thoughts or emotion level, things will start bumbo jumbo, that juggling things happens to you. So you start knowing things, you start gathering the information, but informations are the worst kind of a thing, because information will not transform you. But all this while what you start doing is you start gathering information. The reason I am telling you to is because in the beginning I also started doing the same thing, and I am seeing a lot of people has been doing same thing, because inside the ashram also whenever you are seeing people talking about so many different things, so many different variety of energy aspect, different kundalini, about moksha, mukti, nirvana. So all these aspects are only in theories. So the fact that you have to understand is that I am a seeker. Seeker means a person who seeks. He doesn't get into a conclusion. You do not get into a conclusion that if I am doing sadhana, I'll be getting to moksha. Because if you know moksha already, then it means you know it. You are not a seeker anymore. If you are a seeker, you do not know it is moksha or something else. Because right now something might be happening to you, let's say kundalini, something you experience, some energy is rising, some energy is going up, and you something experience like that. You think this is kundalini because that has been the description of kundalini. But how do you know this is kundalini? It could be some other reservoir of energy, it could be something else that is happening with you, it could be some other sort of thing which you might not be aware of, or which might not have been spoken in any kind of textbook or something. What if you have discovered something new? Since you do not know anything about it, the conclusions, the informations, the theories that has been spoken about it will keep on reducing your possibilities of knowing the truth. So when longing happens to you, when this blissful confusion happens to you, you become a seeker, and I want you to remain seeker. Seeker basically means living on the edge. You are not moving a single step forward. You are not taking anything into your mind that this is it. Let your guru tell you that this is it. He will know when you reach to the point. He will know in which stage you are in the journey, but you will never know it because you are not aware of the entire path. You do not have that eagle eye perspective, but your guru has. He could tell you, but since you are on the path, you are on the journey, so you do not know how far you can see or how behind you can see. Just single step that you have, you take it. Now what is the single step? This single step is sadhana. Sadhana basically means a tool to be used, a tool to use to get something, to do something, to have something, to approach something, towards something, to achieve something. Now if you want to walk all over the India, it is possible you can walk all over the India. And what is the tool? Your legs. But what if you get a bike, another tool? You can walk it faster, yes. What if you get a flight? It is even faster. So tools means, so sadhana means basically a way to go towards it a little faster than normal way. So when we are saying sadhanas, people usually think about some sort of kriyas, yogasanas, or some sort of practices or something. Yes, those are sadhanas for sure. Those are the amazing tools to make you intense about the life. But everything that you are doing from here onwards could be a sadhana. When we are talking about sadhana, particularly Sadhguru says that make yourself intense and be aware of everything. Why being aware of everything? Is because if something significant happens to you and you are not aware of that, then you will not be able to experience it. See, most of the things that is happening right now within yourself, you are not aware of it. And if something happens to you significant, then it has to be happening within you. If something happens outside, you cannot be able to perceive it, because whatever you are perceiving, it is actually happening within you. Now if something happens within you and you cannot perceive it just because of the awareness, then there is no point in it. So that is why awareness has to be bring forth. And now if I talk about the significant aspect that is right now happening within you, the breath, it has been going on since you took birth, and barely you are aware of the breath that is happening to you. So far till today, from the time you born, there has been no single breath that has been skipped. There has been no 2 consecutive exhales have happened. There has to be one exhale and there has to be one inhale. So it has been continuously going on. Such a significant thing that is happening within you. Your heart is beating. It has not skipped a single beat till today. Can you imagine this fact? Every single day your liver, kidneys, your stomach, everything is functioning. But are you aware of it? No. So many significant things are happening within ourselves, but we are not being able to experience. But that is the reason why every single time trying to be conscious of what you are doing, trying to be aware of what is happening to your system within yourself is going to give you a significant perception of knowing things that is happening to you. That is why sadhana every single day, because if you do not do any sadhana, all things will happen to you. You will fall back, and the compulsions in the society that you have been thinking as important for so long will again hold you or grab you, and all these compulsions will become a part of you, and you cannot move in that path. Once in a while, when again this longing will arise, when again something will happen wrong or again something will happen to you. You will realize that you are again confused and you will come back to the same state, but you realize that, oh my god, I have wasted a significant amount of time in just going back, not doing sadhana. So that is why doing sadhana is one way to get yourself on this track, on this path continuously, and in another way pitching up your energy up. Now this is an aspect about which I have no idea, but according to Sadhguru, what will happen is you can pitch up your energies to certain extent, but not all the way. And if something happens in some situation, some circumstances comes to in your life when your guru comes close to you, he might give you a ride, and for that it is best that you should keep your system prepared. So if your system is not prepared and your guru tries to give you a ride, then disaster will happen. Because if you are not prepared and you go into roller coaster, possibly chances out there that it will might fall off, you might go off or unconscious, and you will not be able to experience the ride, right? So it is best that you prepare yourself. Right now here in the ashram, mostly they are asking you to prepare, do hatha yoga, yogasanas and all these things before samyama and all that program. The reason is because if they ask you to come to samyama and you are not being able to sit in Ardha Siddhasana properly for 1.5 hours, what essentially will happen to you is that they are trying to give you transformation, you are worrying about your back pain, neck pain, this pain, that pain, all that pain. So if your body is paining, then how can you focus on something else? So your system has to be prepared before your guru takes you in a ride. So that is why, at least for the physical aspect of it, even if we are not sure about what happens within the energy system, at least for physical aspect of it, this hatha yoga, this yogasanas or this sakti chalana kriya, this kriya yogas are much essential in this aspect. But one thing you have to make sure for the entire time of seeking is that you never concluding anything. You are never talking even about yourself as I am a serious seeker, I am a very sincere seeker. Because if you are a very sincere seeker, then you would not need a guru. You can do this on your own wherever you are. Because what you are looking for as a truth is not somewhere out there in front of guru and guru will just give it to you. It is always within you. It has always been within you. It has always been around the world, the creation. It is always there wherever you are. So what you are trying to know is not somewhere sitting up there, it is here only. So if you are a very sincere seeker, you can be able to know it by yourself. But the reason we are going to some guru is because we do not know anything. But the moment you accept something to be true, moment you accept something that this is it, the moment you accept something nirvana, mukti, moksha, kundalini, this, that, it means you are killing the possibilities again. As I've already mentioned in the last video, that talking about these spiritual jargon, spiritual words is going to reduce the possibility. So point is that never get into any conclusion, be a seeker, always live at the edge. Now why am I talking a lot about it is because whenever this longing happens to you, so many people think that I need to go to some ashram, I need to leave everything, I need to renounce everything, I need to go to become a brahmachari. Because all you think is that it is lying somewhere else. And that is what I wanted to clear, because wherever you are, you can get it started right there. Just being intense about the activities that you are doing and being aware about what exactly you are doing, and consciously you are always in that longing mode. So if the necessary longing coming within yourself, then make sure you get it started right away. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.